So what's gonna actually happen is that we are being obviously being thrown a lot of like all these like different elements in. So now cook um, what's the elements? Maybe say this one A71, maybe. So maybe A71 over here. So first thing first, like we get the box of like maxi first. So what's gonna happen is that we throw in between the maxi, and obviously when we throw two values, it's gonna be the 8 and the 7, right? So we smash these two items, it will therefore like become a 1. So now we insert the 1 into maybe say uh, the new list, and what we left with is this 1 1, maybe say got got a 2 over here. So now our max item will be 2 and a 1. So what's going to happen is that maybe say there's a 2 and a 1, and we smash these two items, and the difference will become 1. Right, now you get the idea. So now here's the thing. Now that we left with like two values like 1 and a 1, and obviously if we smash it, it will become then a 0. But for this case, we actually we smash until like in the case whereby we only left with one of these guys, which is left with a 1, and then we actually eventually send back the system. And whatever we use so far is basically using the max heap. We throw into the max heap, we subtract with the like the two values, like so basically maybe say um, this box is like a max heap. So we constantly throw in the newly generated values in, and obviously we always like take out like two values. So say value 1 and value 2, and then we use like the 1, which is like the highest value, minus the second lowest value, second highest value, and then this is basically this guy smashed with this guy, and we collect the difference. And once we know the difference, we actually do send the difference uh, back into the box, so that maybe say we got this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then we have like the diff guy, and then we're gonna rinse and repeat the value, take out two values again, highest minus, and then get the diff, throw it back in. That's like fundamentally what we've been doing so far. And one point that they actually mentioned is really great in my opinion. At least it was like the brute force method. So their brute force method is that they are saying that what if I got like this bunch of numbers that's in it, I can actually do a sorting. So every time I sort, I maybe get n log n, right, to actually sort. And then say like I compare like the top two value, maybe say for this case is these two value, and then I throw it back into the system, like the difference, and then I need to reconvert like this whole item, resort it n log n again. So each time I do the operation of like bringing out these two guys out to the playground to actually play, and then I send back to the system, I need to do a n log n again. So like the third time I need to do a n log n again. So this one maybe say like the brute force, this one is like operation Z, but say for max heap is operation Y. Like the thing is this, that each time that I actually take out like a value like this one, it costs me the cooldown that it actually expands for operation Y, I think it's like log n. So if I were to compare like operation Y, I use log n. Actually, I use the cooldown of like one, big O of one to actually take it out. But for this guy, it's big O n log n each time I need to take it out. And I mean, obviously I'm gonna use like operation Y, right? Because operation Y is just like big O of one for me to take it out. Operation Z, each time you actually do the bring the two guys out to actually play, you bring him back home, and then suddenly you need to big O n log n again to actually sort it to be able to actually find the value. So n log n versus 1, obviously I will choose the 1 any time of the day, therefore operation Y. So whatever the rule book of like the lead code question is asking is fundamentally bring out like the two values like max two values, and the moment you tell me that you want to bring the max two values, I straight away will actually think of the character maxi already, right? Because what it does is that it just throw in the box, it can just bring out like big O of 1, the top value, and then the second value, big O of 1, take out another max value, and then I can start doing the comparison. And obviously they want to actually calculate the difference between like these two items, right? Obviously I can bring out the box to actually do whatever you want, do some form of like maybe say a formula in this case. So I need to actually bring it out, and then we obviously need to throw back into the box, throw back to the box, and actually get the max 2 value again, and bring it out for the difference, throwing it back to the box, and sort of like rinse and repeat. And whatever like suit all this, it just suit whatever like maxim does. That's what is it meant for, to actually get a max value. So I mean the spell, as the name suggests, is basically get the max value, like fundamentally. This is the basically the spell that is like actually doing. So yep, with that, everything comes to an end.